First things first, when we create a dashboard, we have to select a data source from where your deployment data will be pulled from. This is just a Vercel account that you've previously chosen to link with Shipshape via the Shipshape Vercel integration. In my case, I've only got the one linked account, so that's a pretty straightforward decision. And you can see that it's already been used to pre-populate this placeholder component, which we'll come back to in a sec. We've got some admin to do first. So I'm going to call this dashboard a demo video dashboard, very original title. You can see it's already been used to pre-populate the URL slug where users can access your dashboard. You're welcome to change that. I'm not going to. The introductory text is shown, sorry, can't think and type at the same time. Is shown at the top of the screen when visitors come to visit your live dashboard. It's completely optional, as is providing a link out to your own external website if you want to promote that. I'm not going to do that in this instance. We could also choose to further filter the projects shown on this dashboard. We can select one or more of these projects from this list. I'm not going to, so that will pop it back to all projects that have been pulled through. What I am going to do is change the time range. I'm going to widen it out to, say, 6 months. I'm going to set the auto refresh to 10 seconds. That's just how often when visitors are looking at the live dashboard, it will poll for new data. I'm going to keep the dashboard appearance on dark, but I can assure you the light theme absolutely pops, so you should check it out, even if you're a staunch dark mode fan. And with that, I think it's time we start having a look at what we can do with this component that we've got here. So we've got deployments per day, but over the time frame we're looking at, that's quite a lot of data points. So could perhaps change the grouping. We could go by month instead. That doesn't look too bad, but how about we split the difference? So now we're grouping by week. Looks pretty cool. This is just production deployment data by default, but I'm actually going to introduce preview deployments as well. And we could show the chart legend, but in this case we've only got 2 data series and we've got these tooltips. So I think we'll do without the chart legend, but just for fun we'll change the color scheme. Red and orange, not the best of friends. How about red and green? Striking, yeah, well, why not? Cool, so we've made some changes there. Don't think this really needs to be full width. Maybe we'll make it sort of 3/4, 2/3, and we'll squeeze something in next to it. So what else can we add? We could add recent deployments perhaps. In this case that's a little bit boring because we've only been deploying codename P9 recently, so we will skip that one. How about we stick instead our deployment streak? Deployment streak, I'm recording this on Tuesday, so I've only been deploying Monday, Tuesday because I took the weekend off. We can actually ignore weekends in the streak counter, in which case we get a weekday streak, which is back up to 51 days. That'll do. Obviously doesn't need to be its own road, doesn't really need to be very big at all. Let's slot that in up there. Now I'm thinking if we make this a bit taller, we could perhaps sneak something in down there. What can we put in under there? Cumulative deployments, quite like this one. Again, similar properties to the deployment history chart. Perhaps a bit too similar in this instance. Movers and shakers haven't had a lot of change this week, so there's not a lot there. Let's go instead for the deployment punch card. Always quite eye-catching and useful data, so we will indeed add that. Now this component does require to be a certain height, so we'll fulfill that. And actually I think we're going to find that this is going to be a bit too narrow and look a bit too squeezed in. Actually it's tolerable. You might argue that this perhaps could be, this component should be a little bit wider, but it's a demo video, so let's just crack on. And now we've got a little gap actually down here. I have the perfect component to squeeze into there. We're going to put in a deployment tracker, which is just a rolling view of all of your recent deployments. Regardless of the time frame you're looking at, this particular component will always default to always show you, the last 90 deployments. So 6 months or 12 months, doesn't matter. It will always show you the last 90 deployments. So we've got something pretty simple here, but let's just go ahead and save it. When we save a dashboard, we'll immediately spat back on it in edit mode. You can see it looks just as it did a second ago. But what we actually really want to do is view the live dashboard that we've just created. So if I click that, you can see, lo and behold, here we are. Here's our demo dashboard. This is the URL slug that I was referencing earlier. You can see we've got the introductory text at the top as promised. We're showing users the last 6 months worth of data. We're auto refreshing every 10 seconds. You're slightly going to have to take my word on that one, because obviously I'm recording this video. I'm not deploying at the same time, so I can't make any new deployments appear, but they would if I was. And so with that, I think we're pretty much done.